Hey everybody, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Everyone that knows me knows I don't cook, but today I will be attempting a Gordon Ramsay beef Fellington. And you heard right, I said Fellington because I am not a well-known cook, I am a fake cook. So hence we have a beef Fellington. All right, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is we are gonna prepare the beef. It comes in a package like this. I thought, when you buy it, it usually comes already done for you, but shows how much I already don't know. Take this guy out here, take it up. Our hands are fully cleaned and washed. Wash your hands again. Take a look at it. Looks good. I'm gonna cut a section off because I think this is a little bit too much for 2 people. So that's what we're gonna do first. And we're gonna cut it right here and leave the small section because my wife doesn't eat that much. Make sure you always let the blade do the work. It goes right through, nice and even, nice and easy. And that's a beautiful cut that we have here. Sometimes it comes with a little bit of cooking twine, but that's totally okay. You just throw that over here. And you can leave the cooking twine on actually when you do sear it because it'll help hold the shape. All right, I was advised by my coaching cook that I need to cut this twine off. Shouldn't leave it on. We scratched what I said earlier. So we're gonna cut it off here. Unwrap our beautiful cuts of meat, so beautiful. I like to dry it off because we are going to flash sear it. So I'm gonna just dry it off a little bit, all the way around. Right, now that it's nice and dry and firm, do a little slap. And we are gonna season it. So the next thing we do is we do salt. I was also consulted by my cooking coach that I should wash my hands before touching the salt and pepper. So a little wash here. Now that my hands are clean, and I'm gonna touch the meat juiced salt shaker again. But we're just gonna season it nice and salt. Of course, we're gonna season both sides because we're not. You know a little bit of what we're doing. We like salt on all over. Get it nice and salty. Gonna wash our hands again before we do the pepper. You may notice that I'm looking a little bit off screen because my cooking coach is right there, and there are some evil stares happening. Man, they make it look so easy on TV. Gordon just does this and his arm doesn't even get tired. All right, now we are well seasoned and ready for the pan. So let's get that started. Put the meat on. All right, and now we are gonna go sear the meat. So we're gonna hold it, we're gonna put it in. Oh yeah, there we go. And the little trick that Ramsay said is you put it up to the edge and it'll sear it nice and evenly as you hold it and it's getting really hot. It's about 60 seconds on each side is what I would say. Got the approval from my cooking coach off in the corner. Oh, there we go. Almost forgot to turn the B-roll on. About 10 more seconds on this side and we're gonna flip. All right, here we go. There we go, looks beautiful. It is searing, looking good, nice and brown. Keep the fire going and the heat up. And then we're gonna turn it again. There we go. Now we're cooking. And then we're gonna turn it a little bit more. Don't wanna cook it too much because we're gonna be having it in the oven, so we're gonna do the edges. Try to keep its shape as best we can. All right, one more edge. So let's take it off of the heat and put it right on the plate. Let me grab the plate over here. There we go. So next hand, always wash your hands in between steps with a little bit of soap. We will be putting it on the mustard while it's hot. It's important to do so, according to Gordon Ramsay, so it absorbs the flavor. And you brush it on. Looking good. Probably gotta get the other side, flip it over. I didn't realize this piece of meat isn't actually solid. It's like, it's cut in the center. But we'll make do, because after all, it's a beef Fellington. Still steaming hot, covered in mustard. And that completes phase 1 for the meat. Next step is to make our duxelles. Duxelles. I don't know how to say it. Really, we got some cleaned mushrooms here. I'm gonna cut them in fourths. Easy enough. I don't know why people say cooking is so hard. People think it's like this grandiose thing, but it seems like we're going along just fine here with zero training. Now we really want to get these mushrooms extra dry, so we're gonna be cooking them over heat, extract all the liquid. We also got to get our shallots as well. So I should probably do half shallots and half mushrooms at the same time. What happened to my shallots though? My coach does not play any sports or have zero athletic ability. She threw that like literally right here. So these things are shallots. I don't really know. I only eat shallots in fried form. That comes in that little Asian box. But these are shallots. I'm assuming you wash them because you wash everything. Peel this stuff off of it. You need to cut this. Cut the edges off. Definitely no one eats these edges, so let's cut them off. All right, so what I do, I peel this layer off? Yeah? All right, let's do that. It's peeling it. Yes, there you go, that first layer. Look at this beautiful shallot right here. What do they call it in French? Chalet? Make 2 batches of duxelles. All right. Whoop, there goes a finger. Look at this knife work. Is it making you nervous? Woo, no hands. Look, no, don't even need to look. All right, this is also the first time I'm ever using this thing. It has a lot of buttons, and it has a lid. I think you pop it on like so. I've seen people like smash stuff in here, but I don't think we need that. It is now on. And I think I should do the chop. The chop, or maybe the stir, or, oh, nope, that doesn't bend that way. Cut. We'll edit out that cracking sound of my electronics breaking. Pulse, stir, chop, mix. Audience, coach, let's try the first one. Do I hold it? What do I do? It's blinking on. Everything's on. Okay, we got it all figured out now. There's a button that says food processing. And that's not really doing anything. Would I shake it? I don't think I should shake it. You know what? I see people do this on TV and I don't really like that. Get a long spoon. See, this is what this doesn't come in the instructions. How is anyone like me supposed to know like what you're supposed to do here? So you just kind of like smash it in there, mix it up so it can more mix better. Doesn't really. Whoa. I think this is a more effective shaking method. Nope, keep forgetting about that top part. They should have a lock on it. Totally forgot what time it was, but not that kind of time, this time. And here you'll see that I totally forgot an ingredient on the list. I think I just shake some of these guys in here. Usually they tell me the smaller the container that these things come in, the stronger the flavor and the spice. So you only use like a little bit. But maybe, what do I know? I just made that up too. Hold the time in. Tons of water is coming out. Kingsley, you wanna be in our video? That duxelle is cooking up and it's me and Kingsley. Kingsley, look here. Ooh, that's you. You can help cook? You can help cook or just help eat? And also I'm learning that I don't have enough patience to do cooking. Seems like this is taking too long. A roll, B roll. It's getting there. And we're back. We have made our duxelle. First things first, we're gonna get our plastic wrap out. Nice and long so we can roll it. There we go, right there. So step 1, we are gonna put our prosciutto in. I'm gonna lay it down about the size of the meat itself. So we're gonna get our lovely prosciutto and we're gonna lay it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6, so I'm gonna go 3 by 3. Now the next step is to put our duxelle paste right on top. And we're gonna spread it nice and evenly, thin layer all the way across. That is step number 3. And then step number 4, we are gonna put the meat on top of the prosciutto and on top of the duxelle and wrap it real tight. All right, here we go. Our nice, beautiful cut of meat here. I think that actually fits very well. So now we're gonna try to roll, and this is actually probably gonna be one of the hardest parts, and it could become a great disaster, but I think My years of rolling summer rolls is gonna come in handy here. This is probably where I should have used 2 saran wrap width of the thing so I can like have an edge, but we're gonna make do with what we got here. Now we're gonna try to get in that nice and tight log form, and then we're gonna unwrap it later. The tighter we get it, the better. And there we have it. It's gonna go in the refrigerator so it can set its shape for about like 20 minutes. So the next step is to have our meat that is resting in the refrigerator and holding its shape, that has the prosciutto on it, that has the duxelles on it, onto a pastry puff. Now, there was no more pastry puff in the store, so we had to go with phyllo dough? Phyllo dough. So, difference between phyllo and pastry puff is butter. So let's layer on some things with some butter, and then we'll get there. So here we have our butter. Put a couple layers because the pastry puff is way thicker than this phyllo dough. It doesn't unroll the way you expect, you know. We're gonna have to make it pretty thick because the pastry puff is way thicker than this phyllo dough. All right, so the next step is I'm gonna get the meat out. Look, we have it ready. It's ready for us here. Prosciutto rolled goodness. All right, let me unroll and place it right in the center. And I'm gonna roll it in and try to get it tight and full coverage. All right, so here we go. Just like rolling some sushi here, summer roll. This phyllo dough is way lighter than pastry puff. So I can cut the ends off, the excess, and I think I should wrap it in 1 or 2 layers. Try to maintain a seal here by crimping it a little bit with my hands. Move this onto the cooking sheet. And we are gonna do an egg wash. It'll help it all stick together, so here we go. Okay, the egg wash is gonna help seal it. It's like glue. And here we are salting. All right, and into the oven we go. We'll see you in about 30 minutes. So after about 20 minutes and maybe 10 extra minutes too long, the beef Wellington is out of the oven and we're gonna cut into it. Usually it's supposed to look like very rare and red, but when I put the thermometer in it, it did not look as expected. So this is gonna be the first cutting and the unveiling of it. So I'm gonna cut right down the center, open it up, and see where we're at. The phyllo bread actually turned out, the phyllo bread turned out actually pretty good compared to what alternatives we had. All right, we're going in. Oh, actually not as done as I thought it was gonna be. So the temperature looked like it was way overcooked, but it's definitely not overcooked. And there you have it. Beef Fellington with phyllo bread.